Hey, welcome to WaterBaby Tarot by Bomispirit. I'm Rodin. We're going to be doing an energy shift reading today for Saturn into Aquarius, which happened today, the 21st of March. Hold on a second. Okay. So I'm actually finally in a new little location, a new place. So the acoustics are a little different, so I'm trying to work with it. So if you don't like the acoustics, I apologize. The setup I have right now currently that I'm sitting at this table is probably going to be temporary anyway, okay? And also my internet connection is a work in progress, so we'll see how long this takes to upload, okay? All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. Tapping into this energy, first of all, we've been on a little bit of a roller coaster, right? We've been in the last degree of Capricorn, which I've talked about a little bit in the last 10 days, how much pressure that is, and like the panic that's kind of going along with the full moon in Virgo, which we expected to happen. Watch the full moon in Virgo video. It still applies for the next 2 weeks, okay? So it's been a little bit of a ride, but now we have a little bit of a breather. A little bit of a breather is coming in here with Saturn and Aquarius. I heard cups are full, which I like. I love the energy. Cups are full. And that phrase, many hands make light work, okay, is going to be coming into play. I felt a lot of that for April. Hold on, AJ. I felt a lot of that for April. A lot of like social energy, a lot of talking, a lot of getting shit done, but a lot of like having to deal with other people, a lot of networking as well. So whatever's gonna be going down, well, Saturn's in Aquarius this first time around that Saturn's in Aquarius, I think is going to be very, very active, very, very active. I don't think we're going to be all that bored. I don't think we're going to be what's the word I'm looking for? Not busy. I don't know what the word's not busy. I don't know a synonym for not busy. We're going to be busy. Okay, we're going to be busy. And then in May, Saturn retrogrades. And then in July, it retrogrades back into that last degree of Capricorn. We'll see a little bit of a reflection period on what we're going through now, maybe even some resolutions or insights that are going to be coming forward, some action coming forward on the global stage individually as well for the last 10 days that we've been in of chaos. And then it will keep retrograding. Then it will go direct, and then it'll hit that last degree of Capricorn again, closer to the end of 2020. We're going to see a little bit of a repeat of energy, the kind of energy we've been in for the last 10 days or so. It's not going to feel as crazy, though. It's not going to feel as chaotic, but we will see a little bit of like a flashback kind of going on there, flashback of energy, a repeating of energy. And then 2021, it will be in Aquarius for a good while, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started and see what else wants to come out. I feel a lot of shakeups too around soul contracts. A lot of shakeups. I actually just heard earthquake. Not trying to predict anything. I just heard earthquake. It's gonna feel like that with a lot of our existing soul contracts. We might even see some unexpected soul contracts come into center stage for us in our individual lives. It's like shakeup. I just keep being shakeup, earthquake, very tower-like. I experience a lot of tower moments, which are not bad. It could be getting rid of some soul contracts, could be bringing some in, or just having a major shift within an existing soul contract that might be sticking around, okay? So let's see what else. Any messages for the collective regarding this energy shift? And a lot of you know who've been with me for a while, I've had a crazy ride the last month, last week or so. The physical moving is done. I just have to like unpack shit and get my internet connection sorted and all of that. And I'll be back on schedule. Normally I like to do the full moon, new moon videos 2 days before the actual cycle. But I'm actually gonna do it tomorrow. So tomorrow the 22nd, I'll be doing the live for the new moon in Aries. Yes. It's like, it is in Aries, right? Yeah. For the new moon in Aries, which again, I actually feel like it's going to be a really awesome time and usher in a lot of social, active energy. Okay. And then for the day after that, I'll be doing the spreads on Patreon for my patrons who are watching. Okay. Okay. Any messages for the collective regarding this energy shift? They're showing me orbs. That's interesting. Sorry. I've had quite a hair day the last couple of days. They're showing me orbs. I don't know how to describe this. I don't know the name of the cut of this kind of, I don't know the cut for this. They're showing me a crystal. I don't know the name of the cut, but it's like, it's not like a diamond. It's not like a teardrop, but it's rounded. So if you had a diamond and you rounded it, right? And you rounded it on this. Oh, actually, no, not like that. No, I was like, I forgot what I was wearing. Yeah, it's like a diamond, but rounded, not harsh. It's like rounded on the sides. It looks like it's probably quartz. We could see some talks about crystal technology. Don't be surprised if Tesla comes up in news or conversation in the next couple of months, as far as like looking back at Nicola's original work, or even something that might be going on with the Tesla company. I feel Tesla with that. Like I'm getting Tesla. Anyway, Tesla developments, original Tesla, or like modern company Tesla. I feel like it's crystal technology though. I feel like it's crystal technology what they're showing me. So they're showing me that crystal and it's like all lit up and I'm like actually seeing orbs around it. Is actually what I'm seeing. That's interesting. Let's keep going. Any other messages for the collective regarding this energy shift? And I said this before, I'll probably repeat it tomorrow during the new moon cycle video, that Saturn will be moving back and forth between 25 degrees Capricorn and 1 degree Aquarius for the rest of the year, okay? Jupiter will also be retrograding in May. I gotta look at the ranges for that. I think that's between 27 Capricorn and Aquarius 2 degrees or 3. I gotta double check the ranges, but they're gonna be kind of side by side in their movements for the rest of the year together, okay? Anyway, any other messages for the collective regarding this energy shift? Any other messages for the collective? Ooh, we have an Empress in reverse, Libra energy, Taurus. This is Venusian. Venus is in Taurus currently. It will be moving into Gemini, I believe, in April. I could be wrong. I think it's April, though. Empress in reverse. Not loving that energy. Yeah, no, it feels slow. This energy, this feels slow. You could be taking on this energy. I don't like the word constipated, but that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like constipated energy. It feels like constipated energy. I feel a lot of fatigue with this too. I feel a lot of fatigue. I feel like the last 10 days have really tired a lot of people out with all the craziness. And I think that's what this is. It's almost like that period of time where you're exhausted and you want to keep doing stuff, or you got to keep doing stuff, but like you're having a hard time because you're tired and you're moving a little slow. You're a little constipated in your energy. Ew. Page of Cups in reverse. Wow. Okay. Yeah, there's like low battery. I actually just heard low battery. Low battery. Page of Cups in reverse can also be a dishonesty card. I'm getting a little bit of that, which is a weird feeling because it's not like you're being dishonest. I don't think you're like whoever's harnessing this Empress energy. It is feminine energy. Doesn't have to be you. Could be someone you know. You guys know how this works, and this is a collective reading here, okay? Yeah, it's like not being forthright. I feel like it's almost like a denial because you guys are tired. There's a little bit of a denial going on here. And it's because like, when you're really tired or you're just kind of like your energy's low, right? Like low battery energy, physical or even emotional energy, spiritual energy, your mana, that's all running a little low because we've been in a bit of a chaotic time. And because of that, there's this tendency right now to almost not being able to see the full truth of something that you're dealing with or not dealing with. Interesting. I want to say not dealing with. Any other messages for the collective regarding this energy shift of Saturn into Aquarius? Oh, guys. Three of Swords in reverse. Libra energy. Okay. I know it's been crazy, guys. It's been hard to maintain spiritual work. It's been hard to maintain a lot of positive, healthy, high running energy. I know it's been hard because of the way the collective has been. The collective has been in a grieving kind of a state and a panic, freaking out kind of a state. It's been running a lot of us really low in our energy, right? A lot of us who have abilities and, who are resonating with this, of course. And it's almost become too hard to acknowledge some of the hard stuff or acknowledge some of the things that we need to deal with on personal levels. That's kind of what it feels like getting so run down by external shit that it's been hard to look at oneself and be honest with oneself that something that you have to deal with, but you don't want to deal with it. Something you've been needing to deal with, some kind of healing that needs to take place here, okay? You might find in the first couple of days of Saturn being in Aquarius, you might have a little bit of a purging moment. You might have little waves of emotion coming up and you're like, what the fuck? And it's just because you've been so tapped into the collective or so run ragged by external shit and all the craziness going on that you really haven't, like, you haven't had the energy or capacity to really acknowledge some stuff here that you need to deal with, and it's time to deal with it. Any other messages for the collective regarding Saturn going into Aquarius? Wow. Yeah, tired. Four of Swords in reverse, Libra energy. Oh, and I dropped it and it turned right back up. Recovery. Yeah, there's going to be a time of healing, guys. Overall, yeah, I was like, oh, shit. Oh, shit. Overall, the 10 of Swords, Gemini energy. Is this Jupiter or Saturn in Gemini? I know it's not Mars in Gemini. I don't know why I feel the need to go planetary on that. But yeah, overall, 10 of Swords. Okay. So I like that it's a 10 because we're closing some shit out, right? There's some healing coming up that we haven't, I'll say we because it is collective. I keep wanting to say we, and a lot of this is also helping us move towards unity consciousness. For those who are on board with that, those who are accepting that and ascending, and those who are fighting it are not going to be heading towards that. So we're in a little bit of a crazy little iffy time here. But anyway, being too tired by external energies, being run ragged by external energies, to have that moment of clarity with yourself about something you need to deal with. Time to deal with it. I'm trying to pick those up. Time to deal with it. Time to take the time out to deal with it. There's a lot of getting off of the hamster wheel at this time. A lot of people have already been experiencing that. Some people have yet to experience that and will experience that. And overall, we have the 10 of Swords, which is a very painful energy, but it's also very exhausting energy. It's mentally drained. It's mentally like, I just can't anymore. Some of you, this is really going to take you by surprise. Overall energy, we do underneath the overall energy, we have the 4 of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. I like this, actually. I really do like this because this is basically saying that there's an end to hoarding power. There's an ending to hoarding. There's an ending to greeting. To greeting? Greeting. That's not a word. Greedy. Greedy energy. Greedy energy. People are also running themselves ragged from the panic. That's interesting. Sorry, they're talking to me about this a little bit. So people who've been in panic mode are actually exhausting themselves. Wow, this is interesting. Exhausting themselves to the point where they have no more defenses. They're like too tired, too mentally tired to hold up their defenses anymore, allowing for healing to take place. Ooh. Some of you, like I said, may be experiencing this a little bit yourselves just because you guys are very sensitive to external energies. Yeah, there's this whole thing of denial going on here. This whole thing of denial. Whatever you've been in denial about and haven't had the energy or capacity to deal with it, it's coming up. And for those who run themselves physically tired or mentally tired from panicking, they're too tired to keep up defenses. They're too tired to keep up pathologies. There's a major healing coming up here. And for some, I'm feeling that rapid healing that I've talked about recently. I don't know if that was Patreon or YouTube, but I talked about that recently where I was picking up on like rapid awakenings and rapid healings like happening like back to back to back to back. And some people are gonna have a really hard time with it. Let's look at this energy. I want to look at the Page of Cups in reverse because that is like just screaming denial the more I'm just tapping into it. So let's go ahead. I'm going to use Rider Waite. Sorry, my crown's already getting really rocked. It's going to be interesting getting used to doing readings here. Tell me about the Page of Cups in reverse. Tell me about the Page of Cups in reverse for Saturn going into Aquarius. There's also going to be struggles with feelings of betrayal and not feeling supported, and feelings of abandonment are coming up for some people. I feel like people who are just waking up, not people who've been around for a long time in the community or who've been awake for a long time. But I'm feeling that like it feels icky. It feels like a very heavy ickiness. Like I just want to, but that's how it feels. Like it's just this underlying sense of feeling betrayed, just feeling like everyone's going to stab a knife in your back. I feel like these are people who are dealing with the uncertain time. I hate that I've been hearing that everywhere, but that's how it feels. It's like people who thought they could always rely on the patriarchy and rely on governments, and not have to, that's what it is, and not have to rely on other people. Ooh, okay guys, we're going deep. Hold on. We're going deep for a second. who have never felt like they had to rely on people. They could just rely on themselves and the government and society, because things are always going to be fine. Things are always going to be handled. And that sense of security, that false sense of security, is being taken away. And there's this understanding coming in here that, oh, there is something about having relationships to not be dependent on other people, but to be able to lean on other people. We're going to start seeing people having these massive healings around this kind of energy of feeling betrayed by what they thought they knew, all right? Like being betrayed by the way they've lived and how that's kind of changing, even if it's momentarily changing, like temporarily changing. Because I'll be honest, guys, I don't think this is going to go as insane as people think it is. I don't think it's going to go that crazy. But it's that false sense of security, right? Like, I will pay my taxes and I will have a 9 to 5 and I will do everything I'm supposed to do and I will be okay. And I don't need to be nice to people to have support. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. It's so weird. Yeah, this is energy that's going to be coming up for people where it's like they're realizing the reality of, human beings, we are tribal by nature. And that's for a reason. And that you can't burn all your bridges because we are tribal by nature, right? This is gonna be so interesting. This is gonna be so interesting. There might be some communities that might have to learn to rely on their neighbor. The term "rely on your neighbor." I feel like that's gonna be some communities. I don't think we're gonna see that massively, but like enough to where part of the collective is going to have to learn to be kind to others, which means being kind to yourself, right? In order to understand that that's where safety lies. Safety lies in numbers. It doesn't lie in power. It lies in the collective. It doesn't lie in power. It lies in the collective, which can only happen if the collective is in a healthy state, in a strong state, you know what I mean? Very interesting. Anyway, okay, so let's look at Page of Cups in reverse. Very happy I put a cloth on my table. Otherwise, the shuffling would have been super loud. So now the Page of Cups in reverse for the collective regarding this energy shift. And if people have to, not have to, but it is kind of feeling that way. Like people are learning, again, the value of people. Jesus. Wow. Obviously not all, because that's like for a very particular group. Learning the value of human beings, learning the value of people. Wow. Oh, what did I say? Losing that power stance, the greediness. Wow. 4 of Pentacles in reverse, attached to the Page of Cups in reverse. This is a major opening up happening as well. Major opening up happening. Where was I? Yeah, learning the value of human beings, learning the value of people, and understanding that that's where true security lies. It's in numbers. It's in your neighbor. It's not to sound cheesy, but it's in love, right? Yeah. Wow. It's not in screwing people. It's in loving people. So I have a Page of Cups in reverse, which is going to force healing to happen in order for people to be able to do this. Yeah. Ace of Cups in reverse. Yeah, there's some denial going on here about ego, about some ego tendencies that are still kind of at play. And that is relating to the energy of betrayal. That's relating to the energy of I don't need people, if I don't have to be kind to people. It's relating to that. Like, I am best. I need to take care of number one, take care of myself only. These selfish tendencies are needing to be looked at on an individual level. And I'm going to go there. And for, some of you that are watching me, because obviously this is going on in the major collective around a lot of us, right? But even for ourselves, checking in with what's taking care of ourselves versus being of service to self, right? There's a difference, right? So some of us are going to be finding that we're going to be in positions of that, of healing some things that are relating to pathologies that gear us or trigger us to fall into service of self versus taking care of ourselves and being of service to others, right? Which being of service to others would be more in the collective unity consciousness boat versus service to self, which is in the what a lot of what the patriarchy's been in, right? So I'm over the Page of Cups in reverse. I just heard guilt. I feel a lot of blaming going on. What is this blaming? I'm hearing guilt and I'm feeling blame. Don't be too hard on yourselves. We're all human beings, right? We're all having a human experience. I do feel guilt coming in all of a sudden. Don't feel, no, I can't tell you not to feel that because you're going to feel what you're going to feel, but just be gentle with yourself. That's part of loving yourself, is being gentle with yourself. There might be a little bit of accusatory energy going on. If you're on the giving side of that, just, check in with yourself on that. If you're on the receiving end, if someone wants to throw that shit around, that's their shit, their literal shit that they're throwing around, right? Let's see what we have here. Wow. 3 of Cups, Cancerian energy, 10 of Pentacles in reverse, Virgo. I don't know why I just heard Taurus. Virgo. And then we have the 3 of Wands, Aries energy. Why do they want me to? They're telling me to pay attention to the signs. Why am I paying attention to the signs? Cancer, Virgo, and Aries. Well, Virgo and Aries, that makes sense because we're in the full moon Virgo, new moon Aries, but Cancer? Oh, the moon. Duh. Interesting. Yeah, okay. This point in time where Saturn's in Aquarius and we're in this, still in the full moon Virgo phase, and then experiencing the new moon Aries phase, which is basically the next 2 weeks until we're in the next full moon energy, which is going to be Libra, right? Is going to pertain to a lot of this energy, or you're going to feel triggered during these cycles. I'm sorry that way. You're just going to be triggered during these cycles. So the 3 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, and then we have a 3 of Wands energy. I do feel a little bit energy of not buyer's remorse, but regret. That is regret, right? Regret for wasted resources, regret for wasted money. I am feeling a little bit of that. Some people are gonna feel like they've trapped themselves a little bit in financial situations. So some people are feeling that, not all of you, obviously. It's just something I'm picking up on here. There's also an expectation of wanting to move forward and understanding that it's gonna require help. It's gonna require a network, again, having to reflect on the whole can't burn your bridges, love thy neighbor, not just to love them, but also to understand that they are you, you are them, and true stability, true security really lies in numbers, not hoarding power and not hoarding resources, right? All right, let's see what else wants to come out. Tell me more about Page of Cups in reverse. Tell me more about Page of Cups in reverse. Ooh, interesting. Tell me more about Page of Cups in reverse. Some of you are going to be tested with how much you've held back. This is interesting what I'm picking up on. Some of you are going to be tested with how much you've held back from people when you've interacted with people. Now, again, there's a difference between protecting your energy and having boundaries versus holding back, right? Versus holding back. Some of you are going to realize that as much as you've held back from people, even if it's emotionally, it doesn't have to be financially, emotionally, with your time, maybe you've just been overly cautious. Maybe you've been burned a lot. Maybe you're jaded. Maybe you're just like, you know what? People bother me. Whatever it is, some of you are going to realize that that behavior, you're going to feel a little betrayed by your own behavior in that. Because this is such a time of coming together. This is such a time of talking and collaborating, working together, helping each other, supporting each other. And some of you are going to have to step out of that a little bit. And you're gonna realize that if that resonates with you, you'll know. Okay, you will know. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse came out. Aries energy could also be fire or water. Overall, I love this. The Page of Pentacles, reflection, self-reflection on. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Ooh, with the World in reverse, so fixed energy, Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, also Saturn, which was Capricorn, on missed opportunities. Reflection on missed opportunities, what's been lost, and what true stability really is, right? I also feel for some of you, this might even be a choice. You might even be triggered into this because you're presented with an opportunity and you're not sure you should take it. Maybe it challenges you in a lot of areas. Maybe it makes you a little uncomfortable because you have to open up. Or maybe you have to spend more time with people or learn to trust people again. Or have to have some real conversations with yourself about what triggers your service to self versus service to others. It doesn't mean you're a selfish person. It doesn't mean that you're solely about yourself. It doesn't mean that. We all have a tendency to fall into either one at different times in different situations for whatever reasons, our own pathology, our own triggers, right? There's just about being honest with yourself in that arena. What's interesting to me is that we have a Queen of Wands in reverse here. I feel a lot of holding back with this. I don't even feel malevolency or anything like that. I just feel holding back. I feel holding back, almost holding, and when you hold back your power. We're going to see a lot of people being challenged into stepping into their powerful force. We've seen a little bit of that energy already. This is definitely, this kind of holding back is circulating around dealing with other people, how to let people in, how to trust people, and what you can really do if you learn how to do that, right? And if you learn how to not just love yourself, because a lot of you already know that, but again, this also pertains to people who haven't woken up yet. So also keep that in mind. It's a spectrum of energy, right? Where was I? I lost track of what I was saying. The holding back, that's right. That when you hold back from people, how much you really close your doors, how many doors you close, what you can lose in the process versus what you can create and what really the human experience is supposed to be. Human experience is supposed to be a social experience. It is. That's a big part of it. It's a social, emotional experience for us to really come and learn a lot of lessons around that. This is going to be pivotal for some of you and majorly pivotal for the collective at large. Okay? Healing. So healing needs to take place here. Four of Swords in reverse just tells me there's a lot of exhaustion there. There's a lot of lack of clarity of seeing what needs to be healed and how to get there. You might even be noticing that people in your life, even if they're very awake, that even they're struggling a lot more than they normally would during this time. And it's really just because it's just a big shift. It's a big shift that is going to affect us as far as like getting into unity consciousness or not going to unity consciousness. Okay. So even amongst your friends that are awake, who maybe even be light workers, healers, you might have a lot of shakeups in your soul contracts because you're all going through this energy in some capacity, small or large, on the receiving end of it or on the giving end of it, right? Of energy. Hold on. I need water. Interesting. And again, it's collective energy. So this could be happening to the people around you, yourself, the people that are close to you, all of you and the people in your life. So just keep that in mind. I'm just reading a very general energy here. Do we want to look at this? I don't feel the need to because I feel like it's going to be very general. Yeah, it's just long overdue healing that there's been a lot of denial around. The overall energy is like, I can't stop staring at. With the Ten of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, I just like an ending to being closed off. Excuse me. And almost like it's forced. Almost like there's not really going to be a choice because people are either too exhausted or it's kind of sink or swim, right? You know, and I used to say, it's funny, I had a conversation with someone about this recently. In the last, what's today? The 21st? Oh my God, was that just a week ago? Wow. I spoke to this person a week ago. That feels like months ago. Anyway, about sinking or swimming. Through the course of my life, I've always said this, about life in general when I meet people and like why it's hard for me sometimes to deal with certain people. And I would basically say it's like, well, it's hard for me to engage with that person because they don't want to swim. They just want to float, right? You can sink, you can float, or you can thrive and swim. And I'm a swimmer. I'm definitely a swimmer. I can't float through life. Like I just can't do that. I go crazy, right? And no tea, no shade. Everyone's a little different, right? But it is kind of that time of, are you going to start swimming? Are you going to start swimming? Are you going to hold on to everything imaginable to make you have a false sense of security? Or are you going to open up and be vulnerable and allow people in to build those support systems, to build those connections and networks, and to have more love in your life in a supportive way, leading us to unity consciousness? Because at the end of the day, that's all there really is. Right? All we really have is the now. All we really have are the emotions within us that is in with everyone. We can't take all these material possessions along the way. We could try. It's expensive. It's hard to do. But at the end of the day, those are just illusions, right? What's really real? You're real. Your emotions are real. And the energy you have is real. And it's an energy you share with the collective, making all of us very tangible and very real. Anything outside of us, kind of an illusion, right? I'm really going down the rabbit hole here, but I'm just going on my little rant there. But anyway, so this seems like a really powerful time. Again, if you have purging coming up, if you got emotional shit coming up and you're like, what the hell is this? Why am I crying? Why am I emotional? It's just more cleaning house of things that you maybe have been in denial about in order to get you to be more open and vulnerable to other people, especially working on the trust stuff, working on the loving yourself and loving other people in the right, in a healthy way, not in a toxic, self-serving way. And any triggers that are coming up that triggered you into self-serving behaviors or service of self versus service of others, right? Again, it's not a judgment if you are predominantly of service to yourself versus service to others. Not a judgment. We all got our own thing going on, right? This is almost just like a big check before we move on even further. And there is going to be a need for people to collaborate and talk and get together and network and build shit. There's going to be a need for that. So anybody who's fighting that, who wants to hold on to the old ways of, I need to hoard as much power and resources to myself as humanly possible because I am putting me first and I'm only caring about myself in service to self. Those are the people who are going to really struggle during this time. Okay. All right, guys, no need to scare. I'm not trying to make you guys nervous or have anxiety, but I actually really enjoyed this. I think it's really important to just understand what you feel, why you feel it. And again, if you've been tired from this process, again, don't be surprised if some stuff comes up and you're like, why is this coming up now? Maybe this should have come up a week ago, because you were being exhausted by these external energies of all this craziness. All right, just a little time to deal with it before we run into full-on Saturn Aquarian energy. Okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Look out for the schedule. I'll post it later tonight. I just have some stuff I have to take care of. Of course, that's gonna be the case the next couple weeks, but I'm gonna go. I love you guys. Have a great night. Namaste.